Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Wednesday, September 21st. We have all you need to know about a new resource to aid in students' mental health, as well as details on Penn State's most recent monetary award.
We also have more on zoning efforts in downtown State College, along with entertainment, sports, and weather. Stay tuned.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jace.
And I'm Jamie DeBellonia.
The State College Borough Council voted 6-1 this week to postpone action on a proposed deterrent of future high-rise student apartment complex construction. This comes after several council members brought up the consequences that the passage of this change would create. Members said that a complete rewrite of the zoning amendment would be needed as well. The repeal of this 2013 zoning amendment would still permit 12-story buildings to be built, but it would remove the incentive that caused the recent influx in construction of downtown high-rises over the past 5 years. Borough Manager Tom Fontaine says State College initiated a zoning rewrite in 2017, but COVID and a lack of general consensus on the issue delayed its progress. He described the controversial project as a, quote, zero-sum game.
Penn State University Park Undergraduate Association unanimously passed Bill number 717, provision of COM app subscription for student mental health and well-being. The mobile app produces meditation products, including guided meditation and sleep stories. The bill will work to purchase 600 yearly subscriptions of the COM app for students, costing $7,632. The University of Arizona conducted academic research that shows the app provides moderate to large benefits to reducing student stress levels. UPUA members hope the app will have similar effects on Penn State students.
The Center County Conservation District announced a new cover crop incentive program that will be coming to the area for the 2022-2023 year. Farmers who plant a winter crop will be eligible for this program. Depending on the type of tillage and the type of species, farmers can receive anywhere from $20 to $40 per acre. Because funding is limited, the amount of acreage cost shared with each farm depends on the level of interest in the program. Each farm can apply for up to 200 acres per farm. The Center County Conservation District will be inspecting participating farms, with cover crop verification happening this spring. Applications for the program can be found on the Conservation District website and will close on December 22nd.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture will be giving Penn State $25 million to work with PA dairy farmers on combating climate change. This Penn State-led project will enable partners to work with dairy farmers to implement climate-smart agriculture. U.S. Secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack was at Penn State's University Park campus last Wednesday. He shed light on numerous projects that will receive funding as part of the USDA's historic investment. Up to $2.8 billion will be used to expand markets for climate-smart commodities. Vilsack says he's excited about this opportunity. Fall-like temperatures are finally coming our way this weekend. Weather anchor Christian Spallone with Campus Weather Service has more details in this week's weather report. We'll be right back.
From the students of Penn State Meteorology, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Happy Wednesday and good evening. I'm student meteorologist Christian Spallone here with a look at your PSN News forecast. As we take a look over Beaver Stadium at the moment, see a sunny sky but with some bubbling cumulus clouds developing, and it's really a last taste of summer today as we see temperatures up in the 80s right now as we look at our current conditions. Right now we have a temperature of 77 and it feels like 79, so it really feels like summer right now, and we have a dew point currently at 63, so that's definitely making it feel a little bit uncomfortable out there. As we take a look at our weather headlines for this week, again today, that last taste of summer, because we have a frontal boundary moving through tonight, which could bring us some severe storms for tonight and some showers lasting into tomorrow. And this frontal boundary is going to sweep through the area and get out of here by tomorrow night. And that's really going to bring some fall-like weather in for the end of this week and kind of bring us a big pattern change as we work out of September and into October and finally start to see some cooler conditions. Let's take a look at those current temperatures out there right now, though. And this is really summer-like, so you wouldn't be able to tell that it's going to be cooling off anytime soon, as we see temperatures across the board around the 80-degree mark here. And as we zoom out to the broader region and the state as a whole, we see much of the same and very warm conditions across the area in general. 85 down in Philly, so it's definitely warm out there right now, and it definitely feels like summer. And you can also tell that by the dew points at right now in the 60s to even 70 in some locations. Very high dew points across the western areas right now, 70 in Franklin. So definitely an uncomfortable feel out there as you're out this evening. In terms of our current radar across the state right now, we see some showers and even some heavier patches of rain popping up, and some of these are working into the Center County area. So these could be a threat if you're heading out this evening. And these are really just the precursor to what's going to be a more impactful line of storms working through later tonight. And we can see this line of storms kind of approach the area as we get into this evening, and some of these storms could be severe. So we have to keep an eye out for some damaging winds or even some small hail impacting the area. It's expecting to mainly set up over western areas right now, but this doesn't mean there could be some storms also getting into the central portion of the state and even the eastern areas by later in the night. And we can advance this forward here, and we start to see some more widespread coverage as we get around the midnight hour tonight, and then this all sweeps further down to the south and east here with some shower activity as we get into tomorrow morning. You notice those temperatures now also starting to drop off a bit from what we saw today. And as we get into tomorrow, midday time, all those showers kind of scoot east, and we see northwesterly flow take over in cooler daytime high temperatures tomorrow. So definitely some relief on the way, as well as cooler conditions and clearing weather as we get into the day on Thursday here. And we can take a look at those temperatures as we evolve throughout the rest of your Thursday and into Friday morning. So these are the Thursday night low temperatures we're expecting, and this is well below average for this time of year, and truly this is more typical of what we'd see in October. So definitely getting into that fall feel. It's going to feel great out there, but also a little bit chilly, so you're not really going to be used to it as you step outside on Friday morning. For our conditions for tonight in State College, expecting a temperature of 61 degrees as your low, along with that chance of a thunderstorm. Again, watch out, keep the umbrella handy. Some storms could be severe. And as we head into tomorrow, we're expecting a temperature of 67 with a few showers possible, but some clearing by midday. And again, those temperatures kind of falling throughout the day, struggling to really get up into the 70s, mainly stuck in the 60s for the day tomorrow. Finally, our 7-day forecast now for the State College area. Scattered showers tomorrow, and as we work into Friday, again, that fall feels developing. Look at that temperature at 61. Cool, low temperatures throughout the entire period. Our next chance of rain, I think, comes during the day on Sunday and into Monday, so unsettled then. But generally, as you look all the way into next week, those temperatures are stuck in the 60s, so definitely a fall-like feel beginning. From the Penn State Campus Weather Service, I'm Christian Spallone. Have a great evening.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Aaliyah Brown with your sports update. After Saturday night's 41-12 victory over Auburn, four-star athlete Carmelo English of Central High School in Phoenix City, Alabama, tweeted with the hashtag #WeAre. English had broken his commitment to Auburn earlier last week. Prior to ending his almost 6-week promise to head coach Brian Harsin and his team, he was the top-ranked recruit in the Tigers' 2023 class. The 5'11", 182-pound wideout is being sought out after by a number of teams, including Penn State, Kentucky, and Michigan. If English decides to enroll at Penn State, it will be a major victory for the team. In addition to becoming the top receiver in Penn State's 2023 class, he would also be their 7th top 150 prospect. It may be weeks or months before English makes his final decision, but it is evident he shows great interest in Penn State. The number 11 Penn State women's volleyball team defeated Coastal Carolina in 3 sets at the Penn State Classic this past Saturday. Penn State was able to remain undefeated not only during the Penn State Classic, but also in their season record, thanks to another outstanding offensive performance. With 39 kills in the victory, the team's hitting percentage was .413 overall. In contrast to their typical openings, the Nittany Lions were down 7-5 after just a few minutes of play. However, Penn State successfully communicated and pushed ahead, leading 18-13. After an exciting end to the first set, the Nittany Lions continued their efforts, allowing them to lead in the second and third sets as well. On Friday, September 23rd at 7 p.m., Penn State will begin their conference play with a match against Indiana at Rec Hall. The NBA and Players Association are anticipated to reach an agreement on lowering the age requirement for the draft from 19 to 18. This will allow high school players who wish to go to the professional levels to return. In 2005, the NBA changed the minimum age requirement from 18 to 19. If the lowered age requirement is put into place, recent high school grads could be eligible for the NBA draft starting in 2024. This would pave the way for the upcoming crop of high school athletes to make the same transition into the professional ranks as former athletes like Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. The current NBA's mutual opt-out date is December 15th, and the next in-person meeting between the two parties is scheduled for this week. That's all for your sports update. After the break, John Calavita has the latest updates from the entertainment world. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm John Calavita with your entertainment update. One of stand-up comedy's brightest stars is coming to town this Sunday night. John Mulaney is set to perform at the Bryce Jordan Center as part of his From Scratch tour. Mulaney began his career in comedy as a writer for Saturday Night Live and is best known for his roles in the Netflix series Big Mouth and critically acclaimed film Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The two-time Emmy Award winner and five-time host of Saturday Night Live will make his first appearance at the BJC and second appearance at Penn State. The renowned comedian's last trip to State College was in 2016, where he performed at the Eisenhower Building. Tickets are still available for the show, starting at $49.50, and it begins at 7 p.m. A little bit of sports is sprinkled in with entertainment this week as the Bryce Jordan Center announced that the WWE is making its return to Penn State later this fall. This will be the second time in 2022 that the WWE will occupy the BJC, as they came in March for a Road to WrestleMania show. The lineup for the night includes Matt Riddle and Seth freaking Rollins battling in a street fight, and Drew McIntyre will take on Sheamus. Many former Raw champions will be in attendance, including Bianca Belair and Braun Strowman. The event, dubbed Sunday Stunner, will be on Sunday, November 20th at 5 p.m. Tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m., starting at $20. The effect of Will Smith's infamous slap on Chris Rock at the 94th Academy Awards are still very much alive. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air star filmed a Civil War drama with Apple titled Emancipation that wrapped earlier this year. Apple envisioned that the film would be a surefire contender to win some hardware at the Oscars. With Smith now banned from the Academy for the next decade, Apple has a problem. The $120 million project was supposed to release at the end of this year, making it eligible for awards consideration. Despite the hype around it, executives believe that releasing a film with Smith as the star may damage the brand. Even if released and given critical acclaim, the headliner would not be able to attend the biggest event of the year for entertainment. That's all for your entertainment update. After the break, interview anchor Amanda Wiseman will be speaking to Justin Mira, the founder of Mira Training Systems. Stay tuned.
Good evening. I'm Amanda Weissman, and alongside me is Justin Mira, a Penn State senior studying kinesiology. You might know Justin from being involved with the clothing brand Jerpa, or just from around town, but you might not know him as the founder of his new personal training company, Mira Training Systems. First off, thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. I'm really excited to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, so let's just start off, right? So your new company, Mira Training Systems, what exactly is that all about?
Yeah, so as a college student, I found it very difficult as my first 3 years here, getting involved with fitness and stay on top of like how healthy I'm eating, along with like going out and stuff. It's like really hard to live like a fit lifestyle. So now it's my senior year. I was like, I got in the groove of it pretty well. I've worked with professionals, and I'm like, you know what? I want to start like my own company that could target college kids who struggle with fitness and help them out with online coaching.
100%. So obviously, as you just said, you know, you personally were like, I want to find a better way for me to stay fit, for me to stay healthy. So having all of that like kind of background, what you've learned, how do you expect that to play out in the development of your company?
Yeah, so I've worked with many professionals like in the field. I've actually competed in bodybuilding shows before. So I have a good nutrition background along with my education here at Penn State, studying kinesiology. So now with like all the different people I've worked with and all the information I've learned, I'm just like definitely ready to like help people out. Like from a standpoint of like as a college kid myself, I know exactly what people are going through and like what struggles people have. So I'm definitely just here to help people like with that problem.
Exactly. So those struggles that you're talking about, do you have any examples of what you're expecting to see?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of college students struggle with their diet. Like they go around campus, they don't find foods that they like. It's different from what they eat at home. They're not having home cooked meals. They have trouble with timing and meal prep. They have trouble getting to the gym. They're stressed out from class. So there's a lot of different factors that come into play as a college student when you're trying to stay fit and trying to stay healthy. And definitely now as a senior, I'm just like, I've experienced it all and I'm ready to just show people how they could do it from freshman year to senior year and reach your goals.
Definitely. So with that being said, how you're saying you kind of want to focus on the nutrition, but also like, you know, the physical well-being, going to the gym and everything. How do you think you're going to incorporate both of those in this program?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I do is I have my client fill out a questionnaire, so I'll learn what their goals are, and I'll see how their life, their daily living is like, where they're living, if they're a freshman, if they're a sophomore, and then I find out like exactly how much time they have, what type of foods they like to eat, and I develop a program and a nutrition plan that suits them, that is actually attainable while being in college.
Definitely. So will DP Dough be included on that plan?
One or two cheat meals a week, maybe.
Never hurt nobody.
Yeah.
Exactly. But no, that's definitely so amazing. So how do you think that this is going to be so different than any other program that you have ever either firsthand seen or heard about?
Yeah, so as a college student, I think that the target market for college-age kids makes this just different than most general, like, coaches, online coaching. I'm here, I've experienced it, like, I am a college student currently, so I could explain and, like, relate to people who are struggling with fitness.
Exactly. So with those clients and actually, you know, spreading the word, how are you planning on going about reaching out to people or having people like know about this program, because it sounds so amazing. So how are you?
Yeah, so that's definitely something I'm trying to work on because I just started this up, obviously. And I was making programs for my friends and stuff, and they were like, Justin, this is awesome. You could really do this as a job and like make and help people out, and you could even charge people for this. So I'm like, yeah, I've gotten so good at it. I'm like, you know, I have to figure out how to market it now. So I've been working with a couple of videographers here in Penn State, and they're making advertisements and stuff like that. So, and I have client testimonials coming out next week. So I have 4 or 5 guys talking about how much weight they've lost working with me, 8 to 10 week programs and stuff like that. So yeah.
No, that really honestly sounds so successful. So you already have you're really starting off so well. Are there any brands that you kind of maybe want to connect with after all these testimonials come rolling out?
Yeah, I've always been like into clothing. Obviously, I've been involved with Jerpa, and I love clothing brands. And I definitely want to network with different clothing brands to like even maybe make my own apparel, because I definitely want to incorporate fitness into some sort of clothing. So if I could like have my training programs associated with some sort of clothing company, that'd be pretty cool.
Exactly. Even if you did like maybe even like a collab with Jerpa or something,
Yeah.
That would be awesome too. No, 100%.
Absolutely.
So looking back, you told me your inspiration. And obviously you had this idea, you want to help other people the way how you kind of figured out how to, navigate all of those ropes. How did you get this idea off paper out of your head and actually, follow through with it?
Yeah, so like I said before, I was making plans for my friends, just helping them out with their fitness because I knew I was really into it. And they were like, you need to do this. And it was kind of the point where like they were forcing, they were like, Justin, you have no option. Like you're making this into a business and you're going to start this up, because you can't just sit here and be making plans with these people and not getting anything from it. Like, it's really nice that you're doing this, but you got to start like networking and like getting out there, because we see really good results off this and you could help so many people out. And I'm like, yeah, you know what, you're right. So my friend Mark was like, Justin, get this going, I'll help you out whatever you need to do. And it got me really excited.
No, definitely. It has to definitely help having like a friend, like a support system and everything like that. What exactly do you hope, or like what advice would you have for someone who also wanted to start something they're very passionate about, their own company?
Yeah, just be fearless. And I live with my roommate who is very involved with Jerpa, and he's very big on just don't care what people think, just do it. I was always just so scared to like do this and do that, but like now it's like, if you see something and you want something, go do it, and it'll help. And especially if you're helping other people, it's like you can't lose,
Exactly. So as we begin to wrap up, one thing I do want to know, and I'm sure all the viewers are going to want to know too, what do we have to look forward to in the next coming weeks?
Yeah, so I'm actually writing college cutting plans and bulking plans for people who are looking to gain weight or lose weight. And I have client testimonials coming out next week so people can explain how much weight they've lost with me or how they've reached their fitness goals with me. So I'm excited for people to start seeing like the results that people have got off me.
Oh, that's definitely amazing. Wow, great. So, thank you so much for your time tonight, Justin. We really appreciate you being here. And next up, Jamie and Jace will bring us the latest news from across the nation. We'll be right back.
After serving 25 years of his life sentence, Michael Carneal is now eligible for parole. Carneel is the man responsible for opening fire at Heath High School near Paducah, Kentucky in December of 1997. The school shooting killed 3 students and injured 5 others. Carneel was 14 years old at the time that he carried out the shooting. The now 39-year-old's parole hearing is set to begin this Monday. Testimonies will include those injured in the shooting as well as the close relatives of the children that were killed. Carneel will then make his case from the Kentucky State Reformatory in LaGrange on Tuesday. If the board rules against his release, a new date will be set for his next parole opportunity.
Defense attorneys for Florida school shooter Nicholas Cruz have requested for Cruz's judge to be removed from the case. Last week, the judge scolded the attorneys when they abruptly rested their case after calling only a fraction of their expected witnesses. Judge Schweer called the unannounced decision to her or the prosecution the most uncalled for, unprofessional way to try a case. Cruz pleaded guilty last October for murdering 14 students and 3 staff members in February 2018. His trial is set to determine whether he is sentenced to death or life without parole. The trial is tentatively scheduled to resume September 27th and conclude the week of October 10th.
2 Chicago police officers were charged with 3 felony offenses for an on-duty shooting of an unarmed man on July 22nd. Sergeant Christopher Lycopoulos and Officer Ruben Reynoso were each charged with official misconduct, aggravated battery with a firearm, and the aggravated discharge of a firearm. These felonies are all punishable by up to 30 years in prison. The shooting, which took place in Chicago's Lower West Side, left 23-year-old Miguel Medina injured from 2 gunshots to the back and 1 to the leg. Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox said Medina didn't have a weapon, nor did he fire a weapon at the 2 officers' direction. Medina filed a federal lawsuit against Lycopoulos in the city of Chicago on Friday.
The body of a middle school student has been recovered after a fatal accident caused their rowing vessel to capsize in Florida. 5 middle school students were at the rowing club practice near the North Orlando Rowing Complex in Lake Fairview when lightning struck last Thursday. Officials are unsure whether the lightning struck the vessel or near the vessel. When the vessel capsized, it left 1 student hospitalized and another missing after students were forced into the water. According to the nearby lake radar, at least 4 lightning strikes happened in total between 5:46 p.m. and 6 p.m. on Thursday. The student's identity has not been released. That concludes our show at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.